What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Bull Combo. I hope you guys are doing great, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Yes, I know you guys can't see me. Doing things a little bit differently today. There's some work being done next door to the house. It's pretty loud, so I'm not able to record in my normal setup, but rather than not bringing you guys the weekly update, I decided to bring it to you guys in a slightly altered version. So hopefully you can bear with me for today, and going forward, next week, everything should be back to normal. But as always, guys, there's been a bunch of stuff going on inside the world of virtual land, metaverses, blockchain gaming, etc. So we're going to be coming at you guys with another edition of the weekly Metaverse update. But before we get started, if you guys like that style content, if you like Metaverse style videos, virtual land style videos, if you're interested in some of these new blockchain based gaming projects coming out, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video specifically, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, guys. It really does go a long way in helping support the channel. Let's jump right into this week's update. So we're going to kick things off with Earth2. Today, the first portion of what's being dubbed the Earth2 Network was revealed with the release of the Earth2 Communication Hub. So basically, this is described as a place where you can conveniently receive updates on your ether detection, spawn jewels, bids, marketplace updates, and more. For now, the hub basically kind of looks like a revamped notification section. However, they went on to state that over time, the Earth2 network will expand to include a fully fledged social media and communication platform, something which has been in production for some time and is drawing closer to release. This is something that I actually mentioned not too long ago when I was discussing EPLs, and my concern regarding EPLs as a whole is that I thought that while they were interesting and they may have some use long term, they didn't really point to anything substantial at the moment. Now, if you can change a property's profile and you can start hosting additional content on that profile, then I can start seeing a more substantial reason to have an EPL for that property or for that property profile link. If each property has its ability to host something individually, whether that be images or a web store, etc., then we start talking about utility, and that's a utility that backs the EPLs, and that's something I can get behind. I know when the Earth2 Communication Hub was rolled out earlier today, there was a few people that were reporting some weird bugs and some display issues with the user interface, although it looks like a lot of that's been addressed. I think it's pretty exciting to see that they are looking at a user-to-user communication tool within the platform. That's obviously something that's pretty important, especially if you're trying to communicate with a property owner, or if you just want to utilize the platform and have people rely on the platform more than using a third-party application to communicate. I just think that's beneficial for keeping users inside the platform itself. So altogether, guys, this update specifically was probably one of the more encouraging updates to me, and I think it just shows that the Earth2 platform's headed in a direction that's going to give some of these properties and some of these profiles additional utility, and I think that can only be beneficial to people that are currently utilizing it. So interesting stuff here coming out of Earth2. The Sandbox. So it was the fourth and final week of the Walking Dead land sale. That went down on Thursday, and that was near the Sanctuary location. There was 779 lands sold, and they received a total of 1.15 million US dollars, or a little over 1.4 million sand. In September, the Sandbox game also crossed the 11,000 landowners mark, which is actually up 110% from 6 months ago. Now, at first, 11,000 landowners might not sound like a lot, but when you keep in mind that the platform itself only has like 166,000 lands total, and that a lot of those lands are owned by larger brands in the form of estates, etc., 11,000 landowners is actually extremely impressive. That just means there's 11,000 different owners capable of creating experiences, creating games, and hosting that content on their land. So definitely some serious demand. If the land sale's selling out in only a few seconds, even at the current sand price, wasn't enough sign that there's serious demand here. I think that just the sheer number of landowners, I think, is a pretty clear indicator that the Sandbox has a lot of growing room still. So if you missed out on this land sale, guys, do not fret, because there is going to be another land sale on September 23rd with the Prologue, the Little Penguin themed event. Looks like there's going to be a land sale and an accompanying NFT drop associated with this themed event. September 23rd would be your next opportunity to jump in on the land sale, and that'll be next week. They're continuing the land sales here. The team's been pretty clear in stating that they want to continue land sales up through 2022 and possibly 2023, so definitely a limited amount of time to get in on this land here, and I think once the platform goes live, we're going to see that demand possibly skyrocket even more. Just a couple additional reminders here, guys. The Mystical Festival NFT drop is live currently on OpenSea, so if you want to jump in on that collection, make sure to check that out. Additionally, the Gaming Metaverse Writing Contest hosted by Hacker Noon in partnership with the Sandbox is currently running. It's running from August 1st to October 31st, and all you have to do is enter a piece of literature on the website in relation to the Sandbox, or to Metaverses, I believe, and I believe that automatically enters you into the competition. So a cool way to partake in a Sandbox-related event, and a cool opportunity to possibly win some sand there. And last but not least, guys, just a general reminder about the upcoming openings in the Sandbox Bootcamp classes. If you aren't familiar with the Sandbox, if you want to bolster your skills in the Sandbox, whether that be because you're a new developer or someone that's got some experience in it, I definitely recommend checking that out. I've heard nothing but great things about it, and I think it's a very beneficial class to take to get Sandbox certified. Veve. Over the past few weeks, Veve has been dropping multiple drops every week, 2 to 3 drops each week. And it doesn't show any signs of slowing down, at least as far as what I can see. This week was no different with the release of the Avengers and Tales of Suspense comic drops. Both sold out in less than 5 seconds. Additionally, they announced the Serial Killers Season 2 release. That's going to be going down tomorrow on the Veve app. So lots of opportunities to get in there and get some collectibles. It looks like the comics have been drawing a ton of interest recently. In addition, it also looks like Komi, the coin backing the Veve app, has also been experiencing a level of success recently. So all around great things going on for Veve, for the platform, for the users, and for the supporters there. I think there's going to be a lot of big things to come from this platform. They have a very specific niche experience with the 3D AR style, AR placed NFTs, and I think there's definitely a place in the space for Veve. They're definitely the heavyweights right now when it comes to branded collectibles like that, especially from a realism perspective. I think they have the most detail of any of the collectibles out there right now. So all around, it's really encouraging to see Veve making these moves, to see the drop rate increasing, to see the success of the underlying token. So I imagine we're going to see a lot more things from Veve in the near future. I really want to see Showroom 2.0. I'm a big fan of the showroom experience, and I really just can't wait to create a more elaborate showroom. So as you can tell, I'm pretty excited about the future of the Veve platform. I think there's a lot of other users out there that are pretty excited too. And I'm going to keep an eye on this platform, and I'm going to try to start incorporating it into the weekly updates going forward, because I think they're doing enough on a weekly basis that they deserve a spot here. So keep an eye out for more news from Veve and future updates. Ember Sword. The Ember Sword team has officially selected the land sale participants. So the team was tasked with choosing from a massive list of interested users, and from that list they had to select the group that would actually partake in the land sale. So that group has since been selected and basically whitelisted for the sale that's going to occur on September 30th. Now, aside from land, everybody who qualifies will also have the ability to purchase a community badge, and these badges are limited edition NFTs that give players access to several perks. For starters, the NFT is obviously an in-game badge of honor, but it also gives players access to alpha tests. Furthermore, users will be able to claim the token's dollar value in Ember tokens at a later point in 2022. So basically, it gives you early access and also gives you the opportunity to invest at an early level in the Ember token. So a couple pretty cool benefits there. It does look like there are some restrictions for US users when it comes to the Ember token rewards. I have a feeling it's because of the stricter crypto regulations here in the US. Nevertheless, I imagine that at some point, US residents will also be able to take advantage of that perk as well. I think Ember Sword is doing some really cool things when it comes to the RPG-specific blockchain gaming space. I think they're probably one of the front runners there. They have some in-game footage available. They have a clear roadmap. Their tokenomics are very interesting. Their white paper was very impressive. So we're going to be keeping an eye on Ember Sword, watching the moves they make, and I imagine they're going to be making it back on the list here pretty soon. PlayerUnknown's Prologue. Brendan Green, leader of PlayerUnknown Productions, most famously known for creating the wildly popular battle royale PUBG, has announced a new project called Prologue. Their intention is to, quote, create realistic sandbox worlds on a scale that's seldom attempted. Worlds hundreds of kilometers across, with thousands of players interacting, exploring, and creating. The studio also has a fair amount of experience with large open worlds and higher player counts, so it's going to be interesting to see how this develops. I know PUBG started off pretty rough, but it's actually gotten to a pretty solid state at this point. It also has a pretty devoted player base. Now, it's by no means the most robust battle royale at this point. Obviously, Warzone and some of the other experiences are much better, but it's the OG. I do think that PUBG and Fortnite in many ways were the OGs that kind of brought everyone into the Battle Royale scene, myself included. So seeing them taking their expertise into a different style game experience is quite interesting. I think that, again, because they have a lot of experience with these large open worlds and with larger player counts, they probably have a leg up on some of these other platforms. And I'm including this here, even though it doesn't look to be blockchain based, because what they're explaining sounds an awfully lot like a metaverse. And I do think that we're going to be seeing a lot of metaverse style projects, both blockchain and not blockchain based, over the next few years. It does look like the virtual sandbox space is going to get pretty crowded here. So just a very interesting project overall. I'm a big fan of PlayerUnknown Productions and what they did with PUBG. I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I'm excited to get some more information on Prologue as they release it here over the coming months. Trace Network. Trace Network has officially rebranded as Trace Network Labs with a focus on metaverse lifestyles. So Trace Network's goal is to allow brands to provide NFT wearables and consumables for their customers based on real-world items. Metaverse lifestyles has been a major focus of Trace since their inception. However, it doesn't end there. Trace Network is working on a protocol that would basically make it possible for users to bring these cosmetics and wearables with them into not just one or two specific metaverses, but all metaverses. Clearly, that is a pretty tall task. But nevertheless, it's exciting to see someone like Trace Network taking on this challenge head on. Sooner or later, digital presence is going to be something that's a big deal. And I think a consistent digital presence is absolutely going to be a reality at some point, especially as all of these metaverse platforms come into their own, as they become more widely adopted. So I think getting a jump start on creating a consistent or stable digital presence that can travel with a user from platform to platform is definitely beneficial, and I think it's important that that gets looked at sooner than later. Obviously, we all value our digital presence, our digital individuality on the existing platforms that we use, so it would be no different in some of these upcoming metaverse platforms. So I definitely think that Trace Network Labs is onto something here with this research, and I'm really excited to see what they come up with. Earth2. So it seems like almost every week we have a brand new metaverse making its way onto the list, and this week it's Earth2. So Earth2 is a Heroes of Might and Magic game type inspired economic and social life built on Binance Smart Chain. It's designed so that users can explore and investigate the world by choosing specializations and increasing the strength of their NFTs and country. Earth2's globe consists of 350,000 hex land plots represented as NFTs. And by owning a hex land plot, you will get a cashback for every transaction in ETH as a landowner. This is a very similar premise to Ember Sword with some additional aspects of some other platforms like Earth2 and a few others, I think. I don't know much about this platform. I just found the news release basically explaining that their land sale will be in 5 days. So if you're curious about this, if you want to learn more about it, I definitely recommend visiting their website. It's Earth2.io. It looks like they have a teaser trailer, although I'll be honest, I don't think the trailer does a good job of explaining what the heck's even going on with the platform. Nevertheless, it's something to watch. It's possible that they may have their stuff together. It's possible that could just be another copy of some of the other virtual land platforms that have come out recently with no real utility behind it. I'm not saying that's the case here. I'm just saying we don't really know much. Was not able to find much. So by all means, definitely take a look at the platform. Do your research on it. And if I find more information on it in the near future, or if it makes its way back into headlines, I will definitely make sure to bring you that information here so that we can all stay up to date on exactly what the heck Earth2 is and whether or not it's something we should be interested in. That was all I had for this week, guys. Another week down and another interesting week's worth of metaverse news to get to. All sorts of interesting developments all across the metaverse. So many new entries into the metaverse. So many new pieces of technology being looked at. So many new concepts being considered. It's always an exciting time, and I feel like every week I learn something from these videos when I'm researching it. So I'm excited to continue bringing these videos to you guys. If you liked this video, make sure to smash that like button again. And again, guys, if you like the content you're seeing here, consider subscribing to the channel. This is the stuff I bring you guys every week, and I want to make sure you guys can see it. Other than that, I want to thank you all for checking this out. I hope you all have a fantastic day, an excellent weekend, and until next time, we will see you soon.